So we're gonna start with just some general movement. So just from that perspective, can you bend forward and touch your toes? And come back up. I forgot to explain this to you. Throughout all of these movements, what I'm looking for is things that you experience like pain, tightness, discomfort, apprehension, which is like you're just unsure of the movement, or you feel something that feels weird. We're talking about we're really focused, but no, everything.
Okay.
But we might shift away from it if it's something that's not necessarily knee related.
Okay.
And specifically, when you say your knee, if something bothers your knee, I want to know if it's the pain, the instability, or a different feeling. Okay? So if we do a movement and you're like, this is why I'm here today, please let me know that.
Okay.
Okay? So let's go back through bend forward and touch your toes. Any feeling there? Okay, come back up. Let's do it facing the other direction. Okay, and back up. And let's do one more. And just hang out there, relax your head. Does that cause any difference?
I can feel like shakiness in my knee, actually.
Okay, both sides?
Just the left.
So left side feels a little shaky here. Okay, come back up. Just from this perspective, or this point of view, let's go arms up overhead. And then extend back as far as you can go.
Without or with, or?
Just let it all go.
Okay.
Yep. And you can stop if something hurts.
This
And where do you feel there?
pain back here?
Both sides?
Just right side.
Right side of pain, is that what the pain that you have in your back? Is it's on the right side? Can you tell me again through that range of motion when you felt that pain come on? So give me a when.
At the very, very end.
Can you show me again and tell me when? Like the Parmesan cheese at Olive Garden?
Like right here.
Okay, come back up. Any discomfort in the lower extremity there?
No.
Can we try to, in just a little bit of a different way? Actually, could you turn to face and then show that same thing, arms up overhead? I'm sorry to make you do it again if it hurts. Please stop before it hurts. Okay, and come back. Let's try that actually with your hands in this position. I want you to move with your hips first. So I want you to shoot your hips forward and then try to reach backwards with your upper body from there. Does that change how this feels?
No.
Okay, come back up.
I mean, it gives me more, but it doesn't change.
Okay, but it feels the same once you get to that certain point. But when you shifted your hips forward, did you feel your back at all?
Yes.
Okay, so it turned that on right away. So we were within the pain range then?
Yeah, it actually, I can feel it move, like it pinches here, and then when I let up, it's like a little ache.
So the movement of coming up, like the recoil, you feel it? Okay, thank you. Let's, in this same position, let's just go arms to the side, and I want you to turn and look over each shoulder. So just, let's pick your favorite side and start there.
So
and then whole body rotation. Yep, yeah, there we go. Okay, and the other side, please. Okay, let's do a set facing forward. So feet together, arms to the side. Okay, and the other side. Is anything bothering you or any pain with this?
I feel my back when I rotate to the right.
Show me again and tell me when. Okay, and then the other side. No discomfort on this side? Okay. Remember my rules of telling me when things bother you?
At this point though, it's kind of flared.
Okay, so it's achy throughout the movement, or I shouldn't say achy, what does it feel like to you?
It's achy throughout, but worse at the end. So like I can feel the stopping point.
And how does does it come in a different form or just way more intense?
Just more intense.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into, I'm not gonna be assessing like upper neck and upper back today. We might do that at a later time. But let's get into just a nice balanced position and shift all your weight into one foot, lift your other leg up off the air, or off the ground. And just hold there for me. Do you feel comfortable standing there without me being there to support you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you feel uncomfortable or off balance, just catch yourself with your feet. Don't try to be a hero
Okay.
in the assessment. Okay, other side. Let's get your balance over. You feel comfortable there without me next to you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I know.
you can catch yourself if you need it. Okay, let's rebalance or reset yourself. We're gonna go back to the right side.
Okay.
This time we're gonna do it with eyes open and then, or sorry, you're gonna keep your eyes open for a second. You're gonna find something to focus on and then you're gonna close your eyes. And I'm gonna be right here for you just in case you lose your balance, all right? So let's get your balance back over onto the right foot. Okay, find something to look at and then go ahead and close your eyes. Good, relax. Okay, we're gonna do that same thing on the other side. Are you comfortable with doing that? Okay, so start shifting your weight. Find something to look at. And go ahead and close your eyes when you're ready. I'm here just in case. Good, relax. Let's turn facing me. And we're gonna repeat those two tests just with eyes open from this different point of view. Okay, so let's go right leg first. Okay, and then let's go left leg. Now, in this assessment, do you feel any of your complaint? No, you don't feel unstable or anything there?
No, I can feel it working more, but not.
Okay, so you feel the work.
Yeah.
And does it feel more challenging on one side versus the other?
Definitely more challenging.
When you're standing on your left? Okay, great. Let's keep moving. So we're gonna go, let's just start in this position. Face me, get your feet comfortable, like athletic stance apart. So it doesn't have to be anything specific. Let's go arms to your shoulder, or hands to your shoulders like this, arms straight up overhead. And then I want you to sit back into a squat as low as you can go. And then you're actually at, that's kind of the perfect speed. Okay, come back up. What made you switch your stance?
I felt a lot of tightness in my shins.
In your shins. Okay, how did your knee feel in that first rep?
If I'm fine, I don't feel like I went low enough for it to feel it.
Okay, so we're not in the range where that would typically bother you?
Right.
Okay, let's do another couple reps here. Good.
Here is where I feel it.
And is that the instability feeling? Or is it a little different?
That's a little different.
Come back up.
When I come up, for sure.
Okay, that's the feeling?
Yeah.
Was it painful? Or just the?
It's kind of like more so scary, I think.
Got it. Okay, let's do it. We're gonna do a couple more reps of that, if you don't mind. Let's go arms up, back up, overhead. We'll do one from this side and then we'll turn. Okay, and up. Okay, and on the way up, you don't feel good doing that?
No.
Okay. Can you put into words why you don't like it?
I feel like there's a shift. I can't tell whether it feels like something shifts this way, and like I can feel it.
Got it. Okay, let's turn this way and we're gonna do 2 reps here. So get in kind of that same stance. How do you feel being right there? Are you okay there?
It's a little painful.
Okay,
But just
in the
like,
knee?
No.
Back?
Yeah.
Okay, same spot?
Yes.
Okay, and then come up. Okay, and one more rep if you're
Yeah.
okay with that. Let's see it again. And tell me when the back pain shows up, if it does.
Right here.
And then come back up. And did you feel the knee on the way up? Every single time we just did it, it was the feeling on the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's take a break here and then we're gonna move into a kind of a different group of assessments. Okay, so let's go ahead and lay on your back. Now we're gonna get into a little bit of a hip assessment. So I just want you to let me know if you feel any discomfort through these ranges of motion, okay? Any issues there?
Right where your hand is, it just feels a little.
Feels weird on the knee?
Mhm.
How about if I push from a lower
No, it's
position?
fine. That's fine.
Is this okay for
Mhm.
contact?
Yeah, it's fine.
As we come through here, do you have any discomfort?
No, I think I'm anticipating.
In the knee?
Okay, yeah.
In the knee, so let's try to see about the hip. So I have my hand on the outside of her thigh here. I'm essentially holding it like this on the outside. Any issues there in your hip?
No. Feels a little pinchy at the top, but not.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it worse if I do this?
Yes.
Does that cause any discomfort in the knee?
No.
Okay, so right there. Okay. What about if we do this here? I'm gonna put my hand on your opposite side. Any discomfort here? Can you let go a little bit more? What was that just?
No.
What was that snapped?
My hip.
Okay, so that was the hip. Any pain with that?
No.
Do you feel that limitation?
Yes.
Could you tell me where you felt that limitation?
It just felt like it wouldn't relax.
And you felt like your muscles were on,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and it was in the front. But did you feel, so that was kind of a, would you call it shallow or deep?
Shallow.
Okay,
Shallow.
not like deep into the socket.
No.
It was like muscles around the socket. Okay, let's do that on this side real quick. Same assessment here. Any issues there?
Same feeling.
Tightness?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have
the pinch in the front.
the pinch in the front? Any problem with where my hand is on your knee?
No.
How about as I go into this?
I feel that that's worse than this side. Like I feel it's worse than this side.
Okay. Can you point to the pain?
Like here.
Where your middle finger is or where your thumb is? Or both?
Both.
Okay. So you feel it on the kind of the upper outside of your hip when I go straight up with no rotation? And does it get worse when I do that? Does it get worse when I do that?
No.
How about this position?
That's fine.
And I'm gonna put my hand over on the opposite side. How does this feel?
That's fine.
Okay, no issues with that. Okay. Let's go just legs straight. Yeah, just legs straight. I want you to keep your legs straight and I want you to lift it up off the table.
Which
Right, let's start with your right. Is there any pain with this?
holding it there for a while, I get pain in here.
In your hip, okay? Relax. Let me have your leg. Does that cause you any discomfort if I bring you up?
No.
Can I take you as far as we can go? How does that feel?
Just tight hamstring.
Okay, but no pain anywhere? Okay, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. I want you to lift up as high as you can go. Is there any pain with that?
No.
Okay, go ahead and lower it down. Now I'm gonna lift you up. Let me have your leg. Is there any pain with this? How about as we get higher?
Just hamstring.
Hamstring. Any knee here?
No, I feel like my knee's locked right now, and
Yeah.
when you go down, it's gonna feel weird to.
So can I take you through it?
Yeah.
So I've got my hand here, okay? Any issues with that? I can feel you shake a little bit. How about if I bend you here?
That's fine.
Was there anything on the way?
No, it was. I just could feel that hard click when you.
That click?
Flex, like
Yeah.
a pop when you.
Yeah.
flex.
You had this done before? That was it, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's also what I feel in the squat.
right down. Let me have you. I know it's hard. Any issues with that?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, and that was it. How about where my thumb is?
Yes.
That's where your pain is? Okay.
That's not deep pain, though.
It's not deep pain?
No.
It was a pain?
Yes.
Okay. You like how it's a pain, deep pain,
Right.
red pain, blue pain. Any problem with this? Can I do that again on the outside? it always feel like that?
Yes.
Is that all of like the clicking and the snapping and things that you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just hang out right here for a second. Okay. Right in there, that same click. And that we don't like. Okay, let's take a little bit of break and then we're gonna move on. Okay, so let's face me. And then what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna just do a standing single leg squat because we don't have a good enough stair to work from. So let's get all of your weight onto your right foot. And that's fine right there. And what I'm gonna have you do is I'm just gonna have you squat down just like you're gonna sit into a chair with one leg. Okay, and back up, and back down, and back up. Good. Let's go again one more time in this angle. Okay, and then up, and then let's turn, and we're gonna do the same leg. Was that 3? Was that my bad math?
2.
That was 2. Let's do one more. For those counting. Okay, and then let's just switch to the left from this point of view. And just go as far as you feel comfortable. And up. Is there pain with that?
On the come up.
And then I hear the clicking.
Okay, yeah, because I can feel it.
Okay, and is that are you feeling shifting with
Mhm.
that? Because I can hear clicking.
Yeah, I feel
Okay.
it.
All right, let's see it again. Back up,
It's right there.
and then one more time in this position. And up. And then let's actually face the opposite direction, so you just turn. Yeah, that's great. So you can see your leg. Let's get into we're gonna do the Yanda lunge. So I want you to start back just so we can get the full view of you. I'm gonna have you start at the table, and then you're gonna lunge forward like this, keeping the back leg pretty much straight, and then just kind of stick it.
Doesn't matter which leg first.
No, pick your favorite. Okay, just keep the back leg straight if you can. And back up. How'd that feel on your left knee?
Feel fine.
Okay, other side. And back. A little less of the step and a little more of just like a falling forward and just landing on your foot. Better, yeah. Good, and up. Let's, I wanna see that one more time from this angle. Good. Now come up. Let's turn to the side. We're gonna stick with the, let's actually turn around and face me and back up just a little bit. Right about there is probably fine. And then let's do the same leg. So you're gonna do with your right leg. Okay? That's okay. And now, just from that position, actually just stay facing this way, I think it'll actually be better. Let's do the left side. Okay. Is there any pain with this?
No, I can click it out.
Does it feel unstable?
No.
Okay, let's go back to the table and do it from that angle 3 times, please. anything changed in those reps? Same story? Okay. The last thing that I wanna do is we're actually gonna get into the table again, so come on your back. I just wanna feel your patella, so let's just go legs straight, please. Is there any pain when I take your patella like this? Anything over here? So on like when we pressure the patella laterally, we get some resistance on the right side and then less resistance going on the left. Can you contract your quad for me? Does that cause any pain under my hand? How about now? A little bit or no?
Not.
Are you nervous to do it?
I am.
Okay, try it. I'll go really light. I'm not gonna push very hard. How does that feel under my hand? No pain. Okay. And I didn't feel any gravelly or any sort of like a roughness underneath. Could just contract one side on this side for me. Good. All right, let's go on your side facing this direction. I would do, well, we're gonna do this on both sides, but we'll just reposition you a little bit differently. So your position's just fine right there. You can keep the pillow you've got going. And what I wanna see you do, we're gonna bend the bottom leg just a little bit. Top leg stays straight. I'm gonna stack you like this, and I just want you to lift your leg up off the table, please, as high as you can go. Okay, and back down. And up, and back down. Let's go, I want you to stay in this position right here and lift your leg up. And down. And up. And down. Up one more time. Hold there for me. Don't let me push. Okay, up again. Come back just a little bit. Hold there, don't let me push. Okay, let's go. Can you completely rotate your position, head over on this side, please? We're gonna do the same exact thing. So give yourself a little pillow with your hands. We're gonna bend this knee. Good. We're gonna get you a little straighter here, and then just lift and lower. Good. Now, let's go lift again, and then don't let me push. And relax. Let's try it one more time. Lift again. Hold there. Don't let me push. Okay. Can you tell the difference?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna assess breathing here. So let's go one hand on your chest, one hand with your thumb on your belly button, fingers going a little bit lower. And I just want you to pick a wall or pick a spot on the ceiling and just watch it. So we're seeing belly breathing here. There's chest movement, but predominantly we're in the belly. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna be your left hand, but I want you to be your right hand, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my hand, thumb in the back, finger in the front, web of my hand on the side. Can you do the same thing on your other side? Okay, so let's give a little bit of pressure with your pointer finger and with your thumb. And then I just want you to breathe again. Now I know what I feel on this side, but what do you feel going on with your thumb on your side?
I feel movement, but it's not a lot.
Okay, same. I feel the same on this side. That's good news. I'm looking for movement. So we get to move to the next checkpoint. Okay? So checkpoint 1, are we breathing through the belly? And is it predominant over the chest? Checkpoint 2, are we breathing in 360 degrees? Okay? So from here, what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you lift your legs up, and we might need to come in a little bit closer with the camera on this. So let's go legs up into a tabletop position. Feet are gonna be flexed. Knees are gonna be about hip distance apart here. You're gonna be your right hand again, and I'm gonna be your left hand. Now that we've turned the core on a little bit more, I wanna see, do we still have that posterior breathing? Do we still have that 360 degrees going on? It's still there, but not as much.
Right.
Would you agree?
Mhm.
Can you breathe a little bit more into that back part? Good, good. More. So when you do this exercise on your own, I want you to have both hands around like this. Thumbs are gonna dig in just like we're doing here. So you're kind of giving a little bit of pressure and you're saying, I want you to breathe more into that. Yeah, and that's really, really good expansion. That's good intra-abdominal pressure there. So now you turn into your, well, I'm gonna still check you on this side. So we're gonna make this even harder. You're gonna tap one heel down at a time, not bending at the knee, you're bending at the hip, okay? So let's tap one heel down at a time, and you're gonna keep that low, good. No, don't extend the leg.
No.
So keep, that's all right, you're good. Let's go to the other side. So every other, back and forth. Keep that back pressure, breathe, breathe, breathe. How's this feel?
I'm not doing something right because I can feel it in my back.
Okay, so that brought it pain on.
Mhm.
But we had no pain when we just held the legs up.
No.
Awesome. That's as far as we're gonna go then. What did you feel though? As you moved the legs, what happened?
Breathing as
We stopped breathing in the back. That's exactly right. So what we did here is we found the hardest thing that you can do well, and that's gonna be with the supine legs up tabletop position. We call it 90-90-90 or triple flexion, otherwise known as 3 months baby position. So we can work this in 2 different ways. You can have your hands in the 360 position, checking, what I like to say, check yourself, so that you're checking and making sure you're getting that 360 breathing. Or we can utilize the wall above us for a little bit more tension. This is called the wall bug. So let's try that just to see how it feels, and I'll check you. So you're gonna, push your hands just like that. You're gonna give yourself some tension into the wall so you can feel your body drag a little bit. Good. Now the first thing that we need to do, because we're going arms up, is I want you to find an exhale position, and then you're gonna keep the ribs in that. So like give a nice hard exhale. Good. Now I want you to maintain this position of your rib cage, and while you breathe low into this position, okay? Good, let's go legs up. Good. And then I'm gonna check you here just to make sure we're still getting that breathing. And then we can see the chest turns on a little bit more. There we go, good. So now we're gonna go a little bit lower. Better, much better. Okay, back down. So the prescription here, you're gonna do this with your hands in this position. And then what I want you to do, so you're gonna maybe spend about 30 seconds to a minute focusing here with the legs up at a time. But at the very, after you're finished, so maybe you'll do 2 to 3 rounds of that with a little rest in between. At the very end, so let's do 3 rounds of 30-second holds, you focusing on breathing in the back. The 4th round, you're gonna progress into using the wall a little bit, but you're only gonna do about 5 breaths total. So you're gonna get your pressure up into the wall, you're gonna get your ribs set, focus low on the breath, and then you're gonna lift the legs up. And let's just take 2 breaths there. Really low, focusing as low as you can, and on the position of your rib cage. And then that's gonna be the end of the set. Sound good? Okay. Let's move on to the next exercise. All right, we're gonna set up in a diagonal sit here. We're gonna use this as an assessment, but it also could be utilized as an intervention. So the patient is set up in a V-type position. So the elbow is actually a little bit more forward than we are right now. Forward. Yeah, towards the camera, good. So elbow and knee are gonna be in alignment here, and the hips are gonna be sitting back. Almost in a position where if I asked her to do a side bridge up and out, go ahead and do that for me, side bridge up and out, she ends up in one straight line. So we actually need a little bit of a more extension in her knee, so sit back and down again. We're gonna come into a little more extension here. Let's try that again, up and out. Good. Are we on the knee here? Good. So that's a little bit straighter, so that's the position I'd have her in. So sit back and down again. Great. Now you guys notice that we have a little bit of sag going on here, so I can use my hand underneath her rib cage and say move away from my hand. Get nice and long. Good. Or I could have told her to put her pocket towards the wall behind. So sag again. Now take your top pocket and push it towards the wall. And it does kind of the same movement, depending on which access point you want. Now, to get into the best position for a diagonal sit, we're gonna take the top knee, keep the 90 degrees, but I want you to get your arm straight here, and then move your thigh so it's in line with your arm. So kick your leg back. so that it's straight in line with your arm, just like this. So this is kind of the checkpoint, is am I in a nice long line from knee through the hip, into the shoulder, and into the elbow. We're gonna wanna make sure the elbow is underneath, packed like this, press up against away from the floor a little bit, and you wanna keep the core in a nice neutral position here. So there's 3 steps to the diagonal sit with glute raise. First step is gonna be calling close the book. So we're gonna take the top side of the pelvis towards the bottom knee. I call this closing the book. We've usually done a little bit of coaching into that already. So let's roll your body forward. Good, you're not lifting yet, so we're just rolling. And you see how she's rolling as one. So one of the things I love to say here is don't write a check with your shoulder that your pelvis can't cash. So we're not gonna reach with the shoulder here and not roll with the pelvis. So this is where the movement's coming from. If someone's struggling with that, hand right here, tell them to move with their thumb towards the knee. Good, good, as far as you can go and hold it. Good, so now she's in the close the book position. The second step is bite the bill. So here's where we get our $1 million bill. We put it underneath the knee. I want you to drive your knee into this bill, okay? Unlimited debit card. If I get it, I get to keep it. If you maintain contact, you get to keep it. So we give a little drive here. She can already feel that turning on into the side of her hip. And then so we're gonna keep the biting of the bill here, or biting of the debit card. I like bite the bill, it's easier to say. So just to review, we're closing the book. Good, bite the bill, hard as you can. Now we're gonna lift up off of the floor just enough so I can slide my hand underneath or a sheet of paper. So close the book, bite the bill, lift up 1 inch. So she's plenty cleared there. She doesn't even need to lift up that high. And if we ask her to tell us where she feels that, where are we going?
Back here.
So you feel some discomfort?
Yeah, let me do it again.
Let's try again. So roll the whole body, no, there we go. So come back down. Let's roll the whole body forward, whole body, just like this. Go, 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 go. Now we're putting a little eccentric load. Now bite the bill, don't move yet. Stay back down, get down. Good, bite the bill, hard, hard. Is that okay on your knee? Mm-hmm. Don't let me pull up. Keep this closed. I'm gonna help facilitate just a little bit here. Keep this closed and don't let me pull. And now lift up just enough for a sheet of paper. Is there any pain with this?
No.
Good, where do you feel this now?
My left glute.
Beautiful, that's what I'm after. And then you hold it, 1, 2, 3, and down, and then you repeat.